Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jess and today we are here with a little art video. And if you don't recognize my background, that's because I'm in yet another location. I know. But first of all, right there you can see Howie. He is the sweetest dog ever. So if you see him moving around in the background, he is here with me. And it has been so extremely hot lately. It's 100 degrees and so it's officially summer. It's so crazy. I cannot wrap my head around the fact that we have officially hit summer. But what I wanted to do for today was a little art video. So I think I've talked about this in the past in like a room tour maybe and like other random videos, but I suck at taking care of plants and I have somehow miraculously kept one plant alive, and that is this one here. And I'm gonna put a picture here because I'm, again, not at my own house, but I kind of was house sitting here and was very inspired by the amount of plants that this person had around in their house. And I figured, why don't I just make a really cute planter for my plant? Because it has been propagating for probably like a year now, and honestly I have not wanted to put it into dirt because I was terrified that it would kill it, because that's just like what I do. I have succulents that I've killed. I can't keep plants alive. But I was like, you know what, if I like learn how to take care of the plant appropriately, then like, you know, maybe it will like grow and be really pretty. And especially since it is this like pothos plant that tends to like, maybe I'll put another picture, but they can like make these vines and you can put them all over your house and they're just beautiful. So I figured, why not give it a shot? And I was extra inspired because it grew a new leaf and I was like, you know what, if it's just a little closer to the window, it would just be absolutely gorgeous. So I decided that what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this air dry clay and I'm going to make a pot. I also have some string and I was going to make a pot that could then like sit above my bed, like maybe hang from the ceiling or something like that. And I'm not going to probably use the string today, but I wanted to bring it so that I knew how thick I needed to make holes, because once it air dries, if you try to make holes, then it will just crack. So I figured, why not do that today? And this is actually just air dry clay from Target, I believe. I think I ordered it like online. They had it. You can get it from like Michael's or whatever as well. Super nice. And I love it because you don't need a kiln or anything like that either. So I'm just gonna do like a pinch pot style pot. And if you guys aren't sure what that is, I will explain that to you as well. And in the meantime, I thought, why don't we just, you know, catch up a little bit, talk about how things are going, what's new, and kind of just go from there. So I am going to get roughly this amount of clay. I don't know if this is enough or if this is too much. We're just gonna go with it. We're gonna see what happens. The nice thing about air dry clay, that I'm gonna be like a really quick art nerd for like a half second, because if you guys are new here, I studied art in school, and what I specifically studied was metal, woodwork, and ceramics. And ceramics was like my all-time favorite. I did ceramics in high school, and one of the things is that you have to get the clay ready for the kiln. And so with that, that means that you have to make sure there's no air bubbles, things like that. With air dry clay, you don't need to put it in a kiln, so no need to worry about air bubbles, but that also means that it's not food safe, so you can't make like a cup or a plate out of this, unfortunately. But it is perfect for something like a plant. So first you get a ball and then you actually just shove your thumb into it like that, and then you just start working your way around like this. There you go. Anyway, so that's what you do. You don't want to make anything too thin, and you kind of just go in circles like this so that it continues to stay even, but you can like smooth it out as you see fit, and like you can make it however you want. Like if I wanted to, this could be finished and it could look like this. I can make it thin. Those are the basics of a pinch pot. I'm not necessarily here to teach you how to create a pinch pot, but you know, if you guys want some ceramics lessons, maybe I should try that. This is like a really great way to, if you don't have a wheel and you don't know how to throw, which is like, you know, when you're on the wheel, it's called throwing. So if you don't know how to do that, this is a really great way to also make like bowls and plates and things like that. Hand building was like my specialty, or my thing that I loved when I was in school. Yeah, I thought I would just chat with you guys about what's going on in the world. So today actually is the day after. What's today? The 16th for me. So this is coming out in a couple of weeks for you guys. But the world opened in California, and I didn't know this actually, but California was the first state to go into lockdown. So to finally, like, I know that things have like been slowly opening up, but to finally feel like we can do things again just feels so weird and wild. It's just so strange to think that like soon we won't need to wear masks and we can like hang out with people. It's mind-blowing, and I'm very excited for it. I'm still like nervous for everything, obviously, but still so excited because it's just gonna be so nice to be back to normal, I guess. I feel like that's like one of the main things that's on my mind, honestly. For me personally, I guess, I don't know. I've just been doing a lot of dog sitting. It's been really nice to just not really have to like do anything after I work, because typically in the past I was doing side work and I was getting exhausted, and it was noticeable in my everyday life as well, which is not helpful for my friends and family and loved ones and whatnot. So, I mean, it's been so nice to have something where I can just hang out, read my book, do YouTube, like do the things that I want to do, hang out with Ryan, and maybe even go to San Diego and see my dad maybe one of these weekends. I've just been like so grateful that that has come back, because that is, again, one of the main sources of income that I have right now is dog sitting. And you know, with the whole situation and what we were just experiencing in the last year, travel was not really a thing, so no one needed to have a dog sitter. And so that's part of the reason why I was doing so many side gigs and all of these other things. But it's just so nice to be back to normal. So this is what I have so far. It's something that is like a little bit more flat on the bottom, which I think I prefer, and I think it needs to be taller, so I'm gonna add some more clay on the top like that. Okay, I am so sorry, but we have to move because I need to turn on the AC, so hopefully you can't hear it in here, but if you can, sorry. So I'm gonna sit in the kitchen, but this is what I have so far. It's not the prettiest, I'm well aware, but what we're going to do, we're actually going to use some water to smooth down some of these edges, and then we're also going to use a pencil to make those holes, because I'm pretty sure that a pencil hole will be perfect for the rope to go through, because I want to hang this again, or I want the option to hang. I think this will be a good enough depth, especially for now, and then in the future I can always make another pot or repot it into a different one that I buy, but yeah, this is probably fine. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get some water. You just put some water on your hands, like just barely, and you just kind of like rub it on, and it will just start to smooth out the clay completely. So you don't need a whole lot. You might want to like have a bowl of water near you to kind of go back and forth, but that's sort of what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna keep doing that, smooth everything down, and then I'll show you guys after. My hands are messy, and I had to get a whole cup, so that I could like dip my fingers in, but this is what we got, and I'm keeping mine very much like messy. That's like just how all of my work has been ever in ceramics. So you can see a lot of like fingerprinting, things like that. I don't want it very smooth. I just don't want it smooth. And something else that I'm doing is I'm keeping these very weird rough tops. I actually really like it like that, so I'm going to leave it like that. I don't fully care about what the inside looks like, honestly, but just wanted to kind of like smooth out any cracks, anything that was structurally not going to work. And the reason why I chose to do something like a pinch pot for this was because I wanted it to look like my fingers had, you know, like impressions of fingers and things like that. Like I really love that look, so that's what I wanted to go for, and the pinch pot is perfect for that. There are other types of methods for making these types of like bowls and things like that, where like you can essentially make coils and then like wipe it up so that it looks very smooth. Personally, again, I just don't love that look. So the next step is that I need to figure out a good way to have some sort of like drainage here, and I am kind of debating between two different ideas. So first off, I can create like a false bottom that maybe has like little tiny stilts, and then that's actually where the plant sits, and then that has a hole that drips into the bottom of this. And then number two is that I can have a plate underneath this. So I really have two options, and I have not decided which one I would like to take quite yet. For option number two, I would need to put a hole into this bottom, and honestly I'm kind of leaning toward the false bottom idea, because then that way when it's hanging it just looks like one plant. So I think I'm gonna go with that, and that also means that I don't need to make the bottom right now. So the last thing I'm gonna do with this is I'm actually just going to put holes into the sides of where I want it. And I think I know the 2 sides that I want it at. And I actually want to just take off one lip of this. That's a little high. I want like an uneven lip here, but I don't want it too high either. So there we go. So I am now going to put some hole punctures in here. And then honestly, I just need to let this dry. And then it's honestly so hot out that I think tomorrow I'll be able to paint it, which will be really fun. So I'm gonna just wait for that to happen. Essentially, you just wanna make sure that like any minor cracks are okay, but you don't want any structural cracks, like nothing in the bottom that's going to make anything weak. And I don't have any of that, which is really great. And nothing in the sides, obviously, too, like just nothing that's going to make it weak. And then once you're done with it, you kind of just want to stop touching it. It's kind of like super glue, where you want it to just like fall into place, let it just dry up, and then once it does, it's pretty sturdy. So that is exactly what's going to happen. I lied, I'm actually going to use a knife, and I'm not going to show it because I'm pretty sure I'm not allowed to show that, but I'm going to use that instead to make a hole. And what I'm doing is I'm putting it through and then just turning it, so then it just literally creates a hole. I'll show you guys what the hole looks like after. All right, here is what we got. So these are the holes. I obviously put them opposite of each other because we want to make sure that they're gonna sit upright when, you know, when it's hanging. And then, like I mentioned before, it's like very, you can see all of like the indents and everything, so it's not, these are all like fine with me. There's nothing cracking per se, it's just very indented. The inside is definitely not pretty. You can see I even have like reinforcements in here and everything, but again, that's gonna be completely filled, so it doesn't matter. So that's what that looks like. And yeah, we gotta let that dry. I wanna let it just like sit completely as is, let it dry, and then tomorrow we will be able to paint it. So that will be really fun. Good morning. I was anticipating doing this the second day, but my piece did not dry quick enough, but here we are. This is what we got. We have the 2 holes, and then I actually also made this morning, which I should have made earlier, but I just didn't feel like it. This little, it'll go this way eventually, but it's still wet, so it needs time to dry flat. But it has just these like little legs, and then it has some holes for draining. So this is just like a false bottom where the plant will sit. I think that should work. I was reading online also that acrylic paint will seal air dry clay because otherwise eventually it will start to break down from the water. So this is perfect because I wanted to paint it anyway, so here we are. And I brought a whole bag of paint stuff, but I'm realizing that I don't think I have much black, unfortunately. So I have whatever's left in this tube, and then I have this tiny guy. So I'm just gonna see what I have. That was not a lot. I only have this much. There's the slightest of chances that I'll have to go to the store and get some more, but we'll see how we can make do in the meantime. Because this is also like kinda gunky. I don't know how else to say it, but what I wanted to do was basically paint the whole thing black and then maybe do like white lines and stuff like that on the outside. I think we're just gonna go, oh whoa, that's a lot of coverage though. Okay, maybe this is not gonna be so bad. So I'm going to quickly paint this, and then I guess I'll check in with you guys after it's done. Okay, so I have painted the majority of the outside black, and then actually a majority of the inside as well. It's mostly just the bottom that's not black, but I think I'm pretty much out of black, unfortunately. So what I'm gonna do, I focused mostly on the outside, the bottom, because this is something that's gonna be hanging. The bottom does matter actually a lot. So I wanna make sure that everything is going to like look nice. And then from there, the inside part actually won't be seen very often. So I wanted to make sure to at least get the walls of the inside in case, you know, the dirt is lower or the plants don't come out as much. But from there, I am just going to paint the rest of the inside and also this false base that will also not be seen dark blue. And the only reason I'm painting those spots, even though they won't be seen, is because it needs some sort of like sealant. So this is the perfect sealant that I came up with. So that's what I'm gonna do. But in the meantime, my hand is sort of stuck here because I need to make sure that this dries before I move forward, unfortunately, because I can't repair it if it gets messed up. So that's sort of what I'm doing now. I'm trying to like clean my paintbrush in the meantime so that it's easier to clean later. It's like one of my biggest things that I hate doing is cleaning my paintbrushes. They gotta happen. I think because honestly it's a pretty warm day, it should dry fairly quickly, but we are just kind of playing a waiting game. Was that in front of my face the whole time? I think what I'm gonna go for is more of like a mud cloth type look. I don't know specific design, so I definitely need to look that up. But that was sort of my idea with the black and the white. My roommate has a mud cloth in the living room and I just really like the look of it. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think it will look really good with the plant in there as well. And I also like that this is black because then it doesn't look like there's like, obviously we all know that plants have dirt in them, right? But like, I don't know, I just don't like when it's white with dirt. It just makes it look like dirt, especially if it's over my bed. So I liked the idea of it being black because then it's just like kind of hidden in a way, and then the plants are just kind of sprouting out of it. So I thought that would look really cool. So this is the type of inspiration that I think I'm going to be going for. Just kind of lines and things like that, different sorts of designs. So I think I am going to just start with the white. I think I'm just gonna go like line and then the X thing. Yeah, I think. Okay, the last one I could only do 2 lines, but I don't think it's the end of the world. And now I'm just going to go around and make these a lot darker. Yeah, I think I really like this look because the whole purpose of it is that it doesn't need to be perfect. And I'm also going to just like add in sporadic dots here and there. I don't know if I should do anything on the bottom, honestly, because I feel like it could be really cool, but I just don't see how it totally fits in. But maybe I could do like, I don't know, a couple of like the small, maybe I'll think about it because I don't want it to look too much either. You know what I mean? Like I want it to look nice and I can always add more white, but I can't, well, I can take it away. I just need more black. I'm just gonna go with it on the sides for now, I think. All right, the painting is completed and I'm actually really happy. So I did paint the base. It looks so ugly. I'm just gonna show you. This is the full space. I just wanted to paint it and get it over with because I have all of the supplies out right now. And so I figured I might as well just do it while it's drying and then everything can dry all together. And then I have the main piece, which I'm super excited about. This is how it turned out. So it's definitely more of that like mud cloth kind of look. I just added some dots in between each of the X's. Yeah, I'm really happy with it, honestly. I think this will look really cute when it's hanging. And I even have the string, so here, why don't we test that out actually? And this would actually be a perfect way to get it to also dry without having to worry about anything really. So I was reading on one website that you should use Mod Podge to kind of seal it, and then I was reading on another that acrylic paint is fine. I guess the Mod Podge kind of makes it look yellowy, so it doesn't look the prettiest when it's done, but it's really just a preference as to what it is that you like, right? So that is what it looks like. And then I can always tie a knot here as well if I would like to make it shorter depending on where it goes in my room, or longer. And I also have a ton more string too. So this is what it ended up looking like. I'm honestly seriously so happy with this. It's way better than I thought it was gonna turn out. Sometimes I'm like so excited about a project and then I'm like, what was I thinking? So yeah, this is a basic vessel for your plant, I guess. If you guys are interested, like I mentioned, in some more clay or that type of art video, like not things that I don't necessarily not know about, but things that I actually know about, like clay. I also want to show you guys what it looks like once it is all dried and planted and all of that. So I definitely need a couple of days in order for all of the base to dry and then also to plant it. But I will put that in here someplace once that's completed. I have a really good feeling that this is gonna look great in the room. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. It means so much. If you've been liking my Tuesday videos or these Saturday videos, please consider giving the videos a thumbs up and subscribing to my channel. I'm here for you, like I said, every Tuesday and Saturday. So I think that's all I got for today. Thanks again, guys. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.